everyone, and hello, Karen. It's good to be back, and it's good to be here again. I remember 7 years ago sitting here and being bombarded with all this information. But trust me, the information is useful, it's good, it's great, it made me, and that's why I'm standing here today. So I won't bore you with all the details, just tell you what my PhD journey was like. I remember coming into York for an interview at Center for Women's Studies. My research was on the professional history, professional narrative of professional Nigerian women, of immigrant Nigerian women in the UK. Sorry if you didn't get that, a bit of wobbling around, but the book is here, so I'll tell you about it. Anyway, I came in here for an interview, and I sat in front of this professor, and she said, okay, yes, we want you. You can come in for your PhD. I was like, yay. And she said, tell me about your family. I said, I'm married to one man, and I've got 3 children. She said, great. Now I'm going to tell you something, and that should help you. And that's what I took on board, and that actually helped me. She said, if you're a married woman with 3 children, then you can do either of 2 things. Either you use that as an excuse to work very hard and get your PhD out of the way very quickly, or you use that as an excuse. Don't work very hard. Just always give the excuse of, I've got a family, I've got children. It's a genuine excuse, but you do it for so long, so the ball is in your court. So I went out thinking about that, and I decided, because I'm married and I've got 3 children, I'm going to put in my best and get it out of the way. And honestly speaking, that's what I did, and it worked. So in my first year, I always go to the office, and what I did was, first of all, time management, as Karen would always teach us then, putting time management to my workload. It was crazy, no doubt. Sometimes I got it right, sometimes I got it wrong, but I kept at it. So in my first year, I remember my colleagues would always laugh at me for working. And one day I actually got angry and asked them, what am I meant to be doing in my first year? And they said, your first year you are meant to be playing. And then the real work starts in your second year. I did not get that, because that was not what my supervisor told me. So I went back to her and I asked her, exactly what do you want me to be doing in my first year? She said, you need to read literature and put your literature together and start understanding the dynamics of your topic. And I was like, great. So I went back to my office, and that was what I was doing. So they were laughing. It didn't make sense to many of them, because, I mean, according to them, you're meant to be playing. I understand that in the world that we are in right now, hard work is not a buzzword. But at the end of the day, there's no one size fits all, right? But for me, that worked. So what I'm trying to say was, in my first year, I decided to do my literature review. That was exactly what I did. People didn't think I should do that because I don't understand what I'm doing, but I kept at it. Yes, I was like them. I didn't understand what I was doing, but I did not stop. And my supervisor was good. She didn't think I was doing too much, so she was able to give feedback on my literature review. So first year I did my literature review. Second year I was prepared to go into the field. I collected my data. Second year. Third year, I analyzed my data. I had enough time to analyze my data, actually marry my data, if there's anything like that. So I was able to work with my data for a long time. I didn't have to rush. And at the nick of time, I started in 2015, and in 2019, November 2019, I turned in my thesis, and I had my graduation in January. I actually graduated with no correction. Now, don't tell me how that happened, because I don't know how that happened. Okay, I did not plan to graduate with no correction, because I don't know where that comes from. Whatever my external examiner and internal examiner saw, I don't know. But I was able to pull that together. What I'm trying to say is, whether hard work is a buzzword or not, hard work still pays. And there was something about me. I was a very shy person when I came in. Trust me, I would not stand in front of, I would run away, you know. But when I came first day like this, like I said, 2015, sat in here like this. I can't remember if it was this hall we used, Karen.
Maybe.
Yeah, we had something like this with all the information. It was too much for me, so I didn't understand everything they were saying, but I listened anyway, just the way you're listening. But what I did was to go back and check those websites, and I started writing things down. I went back to my supervisor. You can use your supervisor. Go to them, okay? So I went back to her and I said, you know what? I'm passionate about teaching. What do I do? She said, you learn to teach by teaching. And I'm like, that doesn't answer my question. You should tell me the ABC of what I need to do. She said, you learn to teach by teaching. And that was exactly what I did. I said, okay, I need to find out how to teach. And that was exactly what so if you are here and you actually want to teach while you learn, trust me, you're in the right place. Hold on to Karen, don't let her go, and she will put you through everything that you need to do. I attended all these programs that they said. I was part of 3MT. I didn't win, but at least I made it to the finals. One thing 3MT does to you is it helps you with your speaking skills. I might not be there yet, but it gave me the confidence to start to learn how to speak. And that honestly really, really helped me. When I went into class for the first time to teach, it was as if I've been doing it for ages. I had that confidence. I didn't know what I was doing, but at least I had the confidence. And that paid off. Okay? So, and something else that I learned here was the YLTA. Please take that on board. I did a YLTA program here, and that, I must say, fetched me my job. Because when I was to apply for a teaching job, by the way, I teach at Leeds, Beckett University. When I saw the advert and I was to apply, the first thing I did was to take my portfolio and forward it to them. And the moment they saw my portfolio, they just said, come in for an interview. And I said, what do I need to prepare? They said, nothing. It was already done, thanks to Karen and her team that put us through that program. It's really rich. It helps build your confidence. It helps build your teaching skills, your speaking skills. I can't tell it all, how rich those programs were. They did build me and prepared me for my profession, for my career. Okay, so in my third year, I told you how I started literature review my first year and carried on like that. When my colleagues were struggling, to be honest, I did not struggle that much. And the reason was because of my children. I used my children and my husband as an excuse. So when they get angry, I say, Joy, you're working too hard. You're supposed to be playing. I tell them, sorry, I'm married and I've got 3 children. So that was my excuse for working that hard. But at the end of the day, it paid off. In my third year, we were told, what about you guys? Start to practice how to apply for jobs. So I took that on board. The reason why I'm saying this is nothing said to you is word wasted. You are meant to pick it and run with it. If you forget anything, go back to them. The team will put it back to you again. So they told us, practice applying for jobs. Practice applying for jobs. Okay, I'm busy, I'm writing up. Anyway, I'll do it. They said it, I'll do it. So I started applying for jobs, and the very second job I applied for, I was called for interview. I got the job, and today I'm a senior lecturer. So it does pay to listen actively and take on board everything you're telling me. What they do is life skills that they give to you. I don't struggle as a lecturer because I was well built in the University of York. I mean, I'm in management school. I finished from Center for Women's Studies, so I had to do a lot of learning and relearning. But in terms of delivery and being there to teach, it just came natural. Why? Because it was all we did as part of YLTA, as part of 3 minutes thesis, as part of all the programs that York has prepared for you. At the end of the day, just last month, this is a product of the hard work that happened in York. What I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is hard work still pays, and you've got everything that you need to succeed. Play, no doubt, because you do need to build that in, but hard work still pays. Thank you.